I remember years ago when I decided that I wanted to go to law school, I started asking people around me, specifically my counselors, what I needed to do to get into law school. And they all would say the exact same thing. They would say that I need references, personal statement, my LSAT scores, and lastly, a bachelor's degree. Well, now it seems like I've been fucking lied to, because it seems like you don't even really need a bachelor's degree to go to law school. Meet Peter Park. Not Peter Parker, Peter Park. He is allegedly the youngest person that has passed the California State Bar exam. And I say allegedly because apparently the State Bar cannot confirm that, but I'll say that I don't think anybody younger than him has taken, let alone passed, the bar exam. And my first reaction to this news, because it made news, everybody saw it, was to, congratulate him, or at least in my head. I obviously did not meet him, but I looked at it and I was like, damn! Congrats, that is impressive. As someone who just took the bar exam, the exact same bar exam that he took, I just can't fathom me be able to even study for the exam, take that exam at 17. It blows my mind. I don't think when I was 17, I didn't have the brains for it, nor did I think I had the maturity to be able to actually focus and study for that exam and then take it. It shows how intelligent this guy is and how mature he is for his age. But, my second reaction was when did he go to college? I know people sometimes, graduate high school early and then they go into college and then they graduate college early. So I was like, what age did he go into college and how long did it take him? So I did some digging. And let's go through his timeline. I have it written here because I can't memorize this stuff. So apparently in 2019, he did high school. He was 13 at the time. At the same time as going to high school, he was also enrolled into an online law school program. Again, age 13. Then in 2021, he graduated high school at 15, or I think 15. I don't really know. I would assume it's 15 because it's 2 years later, but depending on where in the month he was born, it could have been 16, I guess. He did this by taking high school proficiency exams. Then in July 2023, he took the bar exam. August of 2023, he became a clerk. November of 2023 is when he passed the bar exam. That's when we all got our results. And December of 2023 is when he was sworn in. Now, he says that he graduated high school early so that he can focus on law school. I'm surprised that he was able to do high school and law school at the same time for 2 years. That blows my mind. It blows my mind. Law school takes up so much of your time, and high school, depending on what type of student, it can also take so much of your time. So it blows my mind that he was able to juggle both of them for 2 years. But anyways, I don't know if you've noticed, in my little timeline, it doesn't say that he went to college. So I was like, huh. When I read that, I was like, how did he get into law school without a bachelor's degree? Because I was under the impression that you needed one. Little did I know, you don't. The way he did it is that he did a college level examination program. These are exams that are college level that you take. And if you pass them, they give you college credits. So I did some more digging because I was actually very, very curious about what type of exams they are, how hard they could be, and how many you would need to complete. So I went into the California State Bar website to see what they require. They call it here the College Equivalency Education. Applicants who have not completed at least 2 years of college work in accordance with said rule of the admission rules of section 6060 C1 of the California Business and Profession Code must satisfy the general education requirement prior to beginning law school study by attaining a score of 50 or higher on the following college level examination program. So these are the exams that you need. Under the composition and literature category, so that's a category, you need the college composition exam. And besides that, you need either 2 other examinations, each designed to correspond to a full year course, so it has to be worth 6 semester hours each. Or alternatively, you can do 4 other examinations, each designed to correspond to semester courses, 3 semester hours each, that can be selected from any of the following subjects. So either 2 or 4 of composition and literature, foreign languages, history and social sciences, sciences and mathematics, and business. Like I said, these are categories. Within it, there's a bunch of different options of exams that you can take. When I read this, I was like, theoretically, you can get into law school with just taking 3 exams. If you take the college composition and then 2 of one of those each categories, right? That seems like a giant shortcut into going to law school. So I was like, wait a minute! This is maybe just the requirement for the state bar. Maybe law schools have other requirements. So I decided to dig into the law school program that Peter was enrolled in. He went to the Northwestern California University School of Law. It's an online program. So apparently on their website, it says that to be able to be admitted, and I'm going to skip the part where it says a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, because he doesn't have that, or at least from what I've read, it doesn't seem like he did, because it says right here, the news reported that he went through the CLEP program, which is the college level examination program. So for these special students, that's what they call them, you need a passing score of the college composition CLEP exam, which is the same as the state bar one that we just talked about, plus passing scores on 2 additional CLEP exams, each of which is recommended for at least 6 credits, so that it has to be exams that are worth 6 credits. Then you need 4 additional ones, each worth 3 units. They also need additionally 3 more exams, one that's recommended that it be a 6 credit one, and lastly, the other 2 should be a 3 credit one. So in total, you need 9 exams to be able to get into this program. And again, these are college level exams. So he needed to have taken 9 college exams, passed them, to be able to get into his program. When did he have the time to do this? Because like I said, he was in high school in 2019. And he also got enrolled in law school in 2019 when he was only 13. So he had to have done that before then. He had to have done that before at 13 or at 13 at the latest, taken all these exams, pass them, and then be able to apply. Now, could the rules have changed in the last couple of years? Sure, because, he enrolled like 4 years ago. But let's just assume that it didn't. It didn't change, and this is it. This is your way of being able to get into law school without having a bachelor's degree. So, I started thinking to myself, is this worth it? It depends. From what I've read about the whole situation, it seems like Peter really, really wanted this. It seems like he was already determined. This accomplishment, you just need pure will and obviously brains and intelligence to go with it, but without the sheer will of wanting to put yourself through this, you wouldn't have been able to do this. He even says that he's not a super genius, that he just worked hard and was determined, and that all of this is worth it. Those are his words, that it's worth it. So for someone like him, who was super determined, sure, it seems like it was worth it. I 100% know the parents, one way or another, influenced this a lot. It would blow my mind if this is not the case. As someone who has parents that, we're kind of strict, and we're very much wanted us to go down the traditional path of going into college and then finding a profession. I understand to a certain degree, but thankfully, my parents were not as strict as others. I know that there's parents out there that are very, very pushy on their kids. But my parents, they just meant well. They just wanted us to be able to get a profession that paid well. So they try to steer us in that direction. But I know there are parents out there that are a lot worse when it comes to this. And I have no idea of whether his parents were like that too. But in a way, they have to have some sort of influence, because no way does a 12-year-old just out of nowhere say, I want to be a lawyer. And not only do I want to be a lawyer, I want to start now. There's just no way. There's no way. The parents, in a way, had to feed him the information and tell him, you know what, Peter, this is the path, this is what you can do, look at all this time that you'll be saving, this money that you can potentially save, and you're going into a nice, respected profession, and you can make X amount of money in the future. And like I said, Peter says that it's worth it, but maybe, depending on how things occurred, maybe later in life he's gonna regret it, because he basically killed a lot of childhood stages that he just won't get back. And I know there's a really, really big debate. It's better to just push through and do more early as you can to just keep progressing in life, and then later in life be able to benefit from your riches or whatever, benefit from everything that you were able to build. My stance on it is, I think there has to be a balance between the two. I don't think you should 100% just forget about everything else and only focus on either your career or college and school from really early on, and not enjoy life as is for just the promise and the idea of being able to enjoy it later in life. Because we all live on borrowed time. We don't know when our last day on earth is going to be. So what's the point of doing all this buildup if it gets taken away from us and we never actually get those years of enjoyment? And the years that you were working hard and using so much mental strain to be able to reached that was for no reason, because you never got there because something happened. And I don't know what's going to come in the afterlife, but let's just assume there is an afterlife. You'll probably regret it. Like, if you are actually conscious after you die and you're able to think back about all the decisions, like, you'll probably likely regret it because you didn't really enjoy the time you had now. Like, that's my stance. I think it's a balance. I'm a very ambitious person, and I definitely feel like I push through things too quickly when I should probably slow down, take a step back, and, touch grass, smell the flowers, enjoy life a little bit more. So that's an internal struggle that I have to try to balance that out, because I know deep down I don't want to regret it later in life. But with that said, as long as this is what he wanted, and hopefully he doesn't regret it later in life, then I think he made a great choice. He was able to save a lot of money, save a lot of years, and then going into the workforce. Now, I don't know why anybody would want to just go straight into the workforce without enjoying your young years, especially in a profession like being a lawyer, a very stressful job, and him being so young. I just really, really hope he doesn't regret it later in life. And, maybe he doesn't. Like, maybe it's just me talking out of my ass and he's going to be fine. But the other thing, I just really, really hope that it wasn't the parents too much pushing for this and not being his choice. Father actually self-published a book called Fast Track Attorney Passing the Bar at Age 17. So he's capitalizing off the story of his son, and most likely in his book it's talking about how he influenced and was able to help his son reach what he did. Again, a great accomplishment, huge accomplishment. Great for him. And what's a little bit more worrisome is that I read that apparently he has two sisters who are younger, 16 and 13, and who are now also going through the same process. They're in law school. So it seems like it's just going to be a family of young attorneys, which is kind of insane, which is crazy. But there are some takeaways from this. The takeaways is that you can take these exams. Like, you don't have to be so young to take these exams. These are not meant for high schoolers. These exams are also meant for adults, people who come back from the military and they just want to take some college level exams so that they don't feel so behind in the whole college process. So look into this and see if you can take some exams, get some credits either towards your bachelor's degree, or if you really want to, go far and beyond, graduate high school, take a year off, study really hard for all these exams, take the exam, and then you'll be able to enroll, apparently, into some law schools out there. I know Northwestern isn't the only one. There's others. You just have to look into them. But yeah, you can potentially skip undergrad if you already know that you want to go into law school, and then you just do whatever 4-year, 3-year program, and then take the bar exam and then become an attorney with skipping undergrad, which blows my mind. Had I known this, I probably would have done this. I probably would have at least tried to do this. I'm glad I did not know this though, because I also know myself, and I know that if I did know this and I would have gone through with it, I likely would have regretted it later in the line. So I'm glad that I did not do this, especially because it wasn't until I got into law school and after going through undergrad where I realized that I need to slow down. It took those important years of my life to really reflect on myself and enjoy life, because that's important. I think that's the meaning of life, and be happy. So yeah, that's all I got. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like it, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.